Does 17025 apply to cannabis industry? If it does, what are the requirements? Hi, my name is Sunita Verma, and we are an outfit in Atlanta, Georgia, and we help answer everything ISO. We get a lot of calls from a lot of prospects who are setting up their cannabis industry or in the process of setting up their cannabis industry labs, and they want to understand what is the requirement. They may be in different stages. Some would have set up, they would have procured the equipment, HPLC, or they are in the process of getting funded to secure the equipment, or they may be trying to, they already have a lab and they want to, expand the lab and do, they have the equipment, but they are trying to see, gather more, clients and see what are the prospects here. So the requirements as they apply to 17025 and to cannabis, we're going to talk a little bit more. So first things first, equipment. You need the testing equipment. Now, securing the equipment has been the biggest challenge with a lot of people run into, because the equipment cost itself is about $350,000 or to $500,000 depending on which manufacturer you go with. So this is the, the place where people run into the biggest issue. The second piece is making sure that all the reference standards, everything within the lab that you are from the point of getting the samples to weighing the samples to prepare using a reference standard with it and annihilate and stuff, they all have to be from a NIST traceable source. So NIST traceability for reference standards. Then the next need is to make sure that all the equipments that you're using, like analytical balance, calibrated pipettes, they all are from an ISO 17025 accredited lab, and this is a must. If they are not, then that's an obvious finding in the audit, and that's a problem. So you need to make sure that at least the balancing and all are from accredited lab. Or if you are using weight sets, they need to be calibrated by an accredited lab. All of that is accepted, but you need that take place. The next thing to consider is PT. That's called proficiency testing. A positive PT is required in order to get accredited. So even when you set up the system, this is something required, but that's not as important as getting the first three things in place. This is a part where you are ready. You already have some clientele and you're working and reporting results. That's when you need it, because that's the place where you will be ready for an audit. But this is nevertheless a requirement when you are going to achieve 17025. And last but not the least, one thing is important is MOU or MU's measurement uncertainty that's reported. In case of Cannabis Lab, most of the time what is reported is LOQs, limit of quantification, because that's acceptable. Now, when you are functioning as a lab and you are working with the DEA's office, meaning you are reporting the THC content, there is a formula that's given and you are referencing any standard. It has to be less than 0.3%. So that is what is reported, but LOQs are required when you are registered and working with the DEA's office. This is a requirement because it's a customer requirement that's considered and you have to report it. According to 17025 decision rule, you have to report the statement of conformity when the customer requires it, and that includes the measurement uncertainty has to be reported. So in a nutshell, these are the requirements when you want to set it up, whether you are in a process of starting fresh or have a lab and just want to get into the cannabis market, or in the different phases of acquiring the equipment. That's what you are supposed to look into. Now, if you are into process of finding out more about any venture capital that you need for the equipment, you can also reach out to us at info@syncresource.com, and we should be able to help you. But that's in a nutshell, this is all the requirement when you want to set up a lab and do cannabis testing. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.